So the first thing you want to do when you're looking to see if there's a relationship between two variables is to just look at a display that helps you make a decision about that. So if we're looking at two categorical variables, we want to do a stacked bar chart. So all of our displays are under the graph menu, and we want to do a bar plot. So we're going to do with data, because everybody should have data. And this is where it gets a little tricky. So I'm going to look at whether coffee and being a student are related. So I never decide which way this goes, so we're going to try one. I'm going to have the columns be, let's do students, and then we'll do coffee within that. I think this is going to work. And then we'll do coffee here. So this, I believe we'll have a column for student and a column for no student, and it'll be broken down by whether or not people drink coffee. I like a stacked bar plot. It just makes me happier. And I also really like choosing to have the percent within a category. This allows both the bars to be the exact same length, whether or not we have the same number of people. You can also, I'll just do this first with percent, and I'll show you the difference. So here we can see, do you drink coffee? Or do you go to school, yes or no? So this is student, not student, and then broken down by coffee drinking. So this is nice because it also lets us see the breakdown of students versus non-students in the sample. So almost 60% of the sample were students versus 40% not being students. That's really lovely. Again, I didn't even need to change that to percent. I could have just left it at frequency, and then we had the number of people, and it looks like they talked to 100 people, so this was fine. If these values are pretty different, it can be hard to tell proportionally whether these are similar or not. So that's when that percent within a category can help, because now both the bars will be 100%, because this is all the people who don't go to school, all the people who go to school, and then we're looking at, for both groups, it appears that 26% don't drink coffee, and 73.8% do drink coffee. So it's very, very similar. Based on this graph, I would be like, there doesn't look like there's any relationship. It looks like approximately 74% of people drink coffee overall, right? So anyways, that's how you get this stacked bar chart. Those are some of the things you can play around with. I like stacked. I like doing percent within a category so that I takes maybe dissimilar groups and sort of allows me to compare them. And you may have to play around with which of these two things should you do, which one answers the question. Now it's of the coffee drinkers going to school or not. It really depends on which one you think is more interesting. So that's it. That's your display for two categorical variables.